A baby goose and a rock spider become best friends in space. Let's talk about it. Project Hail Mary is the latest film from Phil Lord and Chris Miller. It stars Ryan Gosling and is the latest adaptation of an Andy Weir novel. He's best known for The Martian. And there's a really good chance you already know all of this. The trailer for this thing has been playing for nearly a year. Screenings have been going on for weeks. No joke, there was a surprise public screening here in Nashville days before the critics even got to see it. Its embargo dropped a while back, and it already has more than 150 reviews and 1,000 fan ratings on Rotten Tomatoes before it actually hits wide release this weekend. Amazon is basically betting the farm that this thing is going to be a hit, and I'm happy to report that they're right. Outside of the Bone Temple, this is honestly the best new release I've seen so far this year. That's not to say it's perfect, we'll get into why, but it's a ton of fun, it's got a great Gosling performance, it wears the inspiration of some great sci-fi flicks on its sleeve, and kids are going to lose their minds over a certain rock creature. The story is set in the near future. Different stars in the Milky Way galaxy have been infected by an unknown organism, and once the sun gets infected, it's pretty clear that Earth needs to figure out a solution or it's game over for the human race. Gosling plays Dr. Ryland Grace, who wakes up from cryosleep in a spaceship to find he's the only one left alive on a mission to a star that is somehow immune to the infection. He needs to figure out how this one is immune, send the results back to Earth, and have it replicated, with the knowledge that the mission is very much a one-way trip. About 50 minutes in, he meets Rocky, an intelligent rock spider creature who's on the same mission for his homeworld. And after figuring out how to communicate, the two wind up working together to try and complete the mission. One of the bigger surprises was just how well Gosling was used. For the last 15 years or so, his performances have fallen into one or two camps. He's either playing a serious man of few words, or he's a silly little goose. And in this case, he's both. He goes on an immediate downward spiral after waking up and is constantly bearing the weight of his mission, but still has the sarcastic wit and timing most Lord and Miller productions provide. And by the way, while comparisons to Weir's other famous adaptation is inevitable and well-deserved at times, this one is noticeably funnier. A lot has already been made of the film's lack of reliance on CGI. All the ship's rooms were built as sets, and Rocky is mostly brought to life through puppeteering. In an age where it feels like everything is being filmed inside places like the Volume, there's a real tactile feeling to the Hail Mary ship. It always feels overcrowded. Grace and Rocky keep bumping into or having to climb over things. Each room feels cramped and disorganized. It's the kind of details many modern films have lost, and for as out there as the science gets, because all of this is happening on real sets, it makes the film feel all the more real. Filmheads are also going to have a lot of fun with this one, given all the shout-outs it makes, both to classic and more modern space movies. There's a solid 2001 homage, a great blink-and-you'll-miss-it Interstellar joke, and nods to movies like Sunshine, Gravity, and E.T., just to name a few. And like the best of those films, it keeps the science just simple enough to where it won't lose the audience, and is loaded with the usual space drama. No solutions are easy, anything that can go wrong usually does, and there are plenty of edge-of-your-seat, intense moments where Grace and Rocky are both inches from death. But for all the positivity, the film is not without its flaws, most of which seem to boil down to adaptation. It's told in two different timelines, the main one with Gosling up in space on his mission with Rocky, and the other is a set of flashbacks set on Earth where we figure out how he went from being this middle school science teacher to winding up in this top secret humanity-saving project. And there's a reveal in one of the final flashbacks that's played up as this big twist, but by the time it arrives, it's ultimately a moot point. I'm not inherently against non-sequential storytelling. These are two of my favorite directors. But the film would have lost nothing if all of the flashbacks were just told in the first act. It would have stopped that story from getting in the way of the more exciting space scenes in the back half, and would have made for a stronger character beat for Gosling. In the book, it's meant to be told in a way where Grace is gradually regaining his memories after the cryosleep. But Gosling doesn't really play off those scenes like that in the movie, so the only mystery it winds up solving is why they decided to cast Sandra Huller from Anatomy of a Fall in what's effectively the second biggest human role. Restructuring it might have also helped with the film's other big problem, in that it takes way too long and doesn't quite know how to end. It clocks in at 156 minutes, and the last 20-ish keep having moments where it feels like there's a spot for a definitive ending, only for more problems to arise. I took a look and the film matches the book's ending, and I can't really blame Lord and Miller for wanting to go that direction, but it definitely could have done with fewer false finishes. All that being said, I still strongly recommend Project Hail Mary. It probably won't have the same legacy as The Martian, and it's not the best work of Gosling or Lord and Miller's careers, but it's way too much fun to ignore and needs to be seen on the big screen. And if you had the chance to see it, what did you think about it? Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.